Alright. My stress is sufficiently tended to with some genuinely fun, wholesome poo time. We're now ready to unload. Breaks. Yes, as one big, massive one. We're now ready to subject the world to the unbridled rage that is my most powerful gunship.
Oh boy.
Oh? Well, we're gonna take a new warp hole. Basically, since according to the game, we supposedly cannot go to we supposedly can't go to
Hollow Bastion the way
we need to basically take a back road, which is why don't me for sorry to say James, I have to skip past this again because I don't want you guys to watch me the whole time, although the song is still really nice.
It's a very nice track. But yeah,
let me do this.
But yeah, no, let's see exactly what you plan to do with the Smurfmobile.
With the SS Smurf, I am basically outloading this because, I mean, spoilers. We are now actually going up to the this will be the last time we ever really see this thing because after you've unlocked all the worlds, there really is no incentive to do these anymore unless you just are that concerned with getting blueprints. So I'm going to go and tune this sucker up as best I can, give it all the best armor, all the best doohickeys and doodads that I've obtained on my journey. Jordy, did you or your brother ever really go too big into the gummy ship stuff?
I know he did. I'm just trying to remember the many times that he did. Like, the most I can recall is like a giant purple ship with a lot of squares and circles, a black dye job at one point. I really don't remember like what the purpose of it was. I think it was just to upgrade, because I think at the time he was really big on upgrading stuff.
I mean, that's fair. You do with all these little pieces, you do get a genuine sense that you're building it up. I would say you get probably a little bit more of that in 2 with how that system works. Also, so we have here the Asuna Gs, which if I hit the right analog stick, it lets me grab items from afar. We have that Shield G, which will now tank most damage that'll come near me. I've now outfitted this thing with like multiple Thundaga Gs and cannons and lasers of all shapes and sizes.
I mean, before too long, this thing's going to be an absolute clusterfuck that will wreck through everything.
Yep. Just the classic rule of thumb, if it looks horrible and clunky, it's better than it being sleek and fragile.
I mean, yeah.
That guy. And
I mean, symmetry be damned.
Look at all that mayhem I'll be able to cause soon. So,
let's see anyone get past that.
I feel like that's an adequate amount of death and destruction. So there it is.
Just don't get used to it, Logan. You're not going to be able to carry this thing over to 2.
I know. We'll just have to make a bigger one. So for now, in order to find that warp hole, we're going to have to travel as if we're going normally to the the Olympus Coliseum. And oh my gosh, they've really upped the security in these areas.
Yeah. They saw the death machine you made, and they're like, we need to compensate.
Alright, so here we go. Hang a right.
And there you go.
And voila, we're on our way now to Hollow Bastion. Ooh. So, again, controls are as follows. Press the square button to engage your thrusters, which is that small orange meter on the right. The red squares are my shield, which indicates how many tanked hits I can take from both directions before I, will die. Pressing the triangle button fires all of your special weapons, that being, primarily the homing in lasers, and that requires the blue energy meters a la magic. And green health points as well as health. That's how it works. That's how it be. And again, fiddling the right analog stick will swing my nets back and forth and pull all items in close to me, but not really needing to do that since, again, after I beat this and the next one, there's not a whole lot of reason to go miling around with the gummy ship.
I'm so sorry. I know you said nets, but it sounded like nuts.
I mean, yeah.
Well, they were made by chipmunks, so.
Yeah, I would say you never thought of swinging those. See whatever happened. No, I'm sorry.
You'd have to be dust to just put like random little nets like that onto a spaceship.
Careful.
Yeah. Go to town. What's that?
She's just in a laughing fit.
I'm laughing and choking at the same time because
Careful.
I'm a bad person.
Well, don't choke. I don't want you to choke.
What a joke, either. Okay, I'm fine. Let me have a sip of water. Much better.
So, y'all enjoying the ride so far? Because, yes, it is looking very kind. Oh, we're already here.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
New high score. Sweet.
There we go.
So, what sort of unfinished business do we have down in Hollow Bastion?
Where is Belle?
Well, we're coming here because Beast is still trying to find her because he forgot to check the library. Because I like to imagine he just sat here like a dog and just, when's he gonna come home? So.
She stayed for a reason.
Well.
Oh, that's right. The other princes are still here. I mean, granted, they probably would have to stay here because they don't have any other means to leave.
Right.
Like we took the only ship off this rock.
Yeah, no, that'll do it. So now we're just gonna have to hope that Belle has a ride that he can borrow. So thank you, Beast. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Well, all right then. I got no other choice. Sorry, Goofy. Like,
what?
Oh gosh.
Right.
He'll be back.
Power up. Defense up and AP up.
Oh,
All on me, of
you
course.
ever think about that?
Never.
Also, I come to realize that doing this with Hollow Bastion now makes me realize where Kingdom Hearts 2 got its bright idea to have you revisit every single other world once.
Yeah, although I will definitely say they build up it enough, and they learn for the most part that return visits should be shorter because you really are just retreading through old territory over and over again.
Yeah, that's true. That is very, very true.
So, right off the bat, we're going to equip all our goodies on me. Nice, getting the level up in there. Again, I'm just kind of cutting around, grabbing all I can, and there, we made it.
There they are.
Maleficent's Chamber. Because, yes, the game expects you to climb and fight your way all the way up a second time.
My
that's
goodness,
right, we never
Alice
did take
is
care of
so
Nikki,
small
didn't we?
compared to everybody else.
Well,
She's
she's
just
child.
younger.
I don't belong here. I'm not a princess.
Hey, wrong accent, dude. She's from England.
I don't bloody belong here. I'm not a bloody princess. Sorry.
Better, thank you.
So, they're basically telling me that I need to go back to the place where I fought Riku. We don't have to fight Riku again because he's taken with Ansem to the Tower of the Darkness. And thank you, Belle and Aurora. I really wish we'd get more of a look into your world besides
Breath by Sleep.
Yeah. I do remember really loving what they did with the worlds and say what was it, 0.8, the one that Aqua did. You got to see that was like our first look at the Kingdom Hearts 3 engine and how like crazy cool it would look.
It was pretty good for what it was worth. Although I'll definitely say like my big thing regarding like that in Kingdom Hearts 3 is just I don't know, something about the controls didn't feel quite right.
It took some getting used to, and the magic system was I mean, I would argue the magic system in 3 is outright busted if you know how to use it properly.
Oh yeah, no, you can literally rip through everything.
And it's still to date the one Kingdom Hearts game that has not been ported to Switch and PC. I don't think. Maybe it's been on PC, but I know it's not on Switch.
Not on Switch. The only Kingdom Hearts game on Switch right now is Melody of Memory.
Which I would argue, since that you're right, I'm so sorry, and since that works as well as it does, I still think that they should try to port Kingdom. They should try to port 1.5 and 2.5 to Switch.
Yeah, I'm honestly wondering what the holdup is. Anyway, Oblivion.
Yep, it's basically the antithesis to Oathkeeper. Oathkeeper specializes in magic, Oblivion in raw physical damage, is why I'll be using that. Let me just double check, make sure I have everything I want for the next boss we're going into. Let's go with Ragnarok, yep. And after we defeat these enemies, again, one last little level up for the road, we can now investigate that weird artificial keyhole that they were making to jump into the dark depths and fight the Behemoth.
Yes.
In a wonderfully wholesome game of basketball.
Huh?
And
that was a fun time, wasn't it, James?
Oh, that's
Wait,
right. Freaky sports mix.
Also, this is like this game's version of Behemoth.
Oh yeah, they just outright that this is its name in the bestiary. This is the new Behemoth. And as you can see, it is actually now our first boss we've encountered with almost all of its 5 health bars. But with the power that I've obtained at this point, it's gonna go down like chump shit. This is hardly a boss. I'd call it more of maybe a small mini boss of an enemy.
Which is
Especially
fair
Ragnarok.
considering. I do believe in the next world we'll be going to, which should also be our last. This thing ends up just becoming a regular mook.
Right, like he spawns at least like 2 or 3 more times. Then he appears in I want to say he
Sora.
appears in the Hades Cup. There we go. Beast, move! I called this place first.
But yeah, no, I will definitely say, having known what I have known about Final Fantasy behemoths, like, this one definitely has the whole, animalistic properties, right? Though the face always throws me off.
It looks goofy and silly.
Well, I think it's
a big
because
old
they
cartoon
tried to make it look
done.
like a Heartless.
Oh,
I
of
guess
course.
so, but
Probably.
with that, we obtain an Omega Arts, which is a really nice accessory, and now we can seal this keyhole from within.
Alright.
Thank you, Goofy. I never would have guessed.
You did it.
Oh,
And then I love how Sora's like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna leave.
and I guess we'll come
Never
with
mind.
you.
I guess we'll
we
do
have
this
no
later.
choice.
Oh, hey, you guys.
Hey, gang, how the hell did you fly all the way here?
Yes.
Oh, well, that explains it.
I mean, yeah, no dirt.
This is the Final Fantasy land.
Except, well, in massive air quotes there. Like, yes, this is, as far as Kingdom Hearts lore is concerned, this is where they used to be up until the whole shit hit the fan.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is there an equivalent of Hollow Bastion in the actual Final Fantasy series?
Nope, that is primarily a Kingdom Hearts thing.
Okay, well,
Specifically because I guess I should tell right now to hype. Final Fantasy is usually really, really. Oh, by the way, they also have an emotional moment here because they're talking about that once we set all the, according to the plot of this game anyway, once we set everything straight, basically the universe is going to pull a grand big Deus Ex Machina to try and revert everything as if none of this ever happened.
Not
And
entirely.
everyone
It's
will
more so.
forget everyone.
It's more so the matter that the worlds will not be connected anymore.
Oh, that's what you
Yeah.
said. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, it was the events of what happened afterwards that led to them forgetting us. But yeah, as far as what's going on here, we're going to basically set it all straight and make the worlds not be connected anymore until the games forgot about that rule because they realized the universe was less fun that way.
I mean,
So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, as far as to hype, in Final Fantasy, like, every game is more or less, unless it shares the same number or same tagline, I want to say it's more or less been proven that every Final Fantasy game takes place in not just another time, but sometimes in a completely different world.
Oh yeah, no,
It's
like
like,
every
they're all
single
separate.
numbered Final Fantasy is its own self-contained story.
Which is why this in Dissidia was also really fun for fanboys, because this was the part where they could see, boy, what would happen if Squall met with Cloud?
Even if I wanted to.
Right, right.
What's that supposed to mean?
Ha.
Just this
So-
again. This is a series that's primarily made for the fan service, and then eventually
Yeah.
try to force in a very deep plot that goes in so many ways. It screws with your head after a while.
I will admit, beyond Melody Memory in 3, I'm curious if they're going to find some way to try and, especially now that the whole, Xehanort arc is done, if they're going to try and find some way to just make it simple again. Just
you
good
know they
versus
won't.
bad, stop them.
Knowing
I mean-
Square, I highly doubt it.
Darn.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
They're far too deep into it to really simplify it unless they want to just outright reboot the franchise.
like you said, it's almost like, unfortunately, convoluted storylines is almost what has become this game's, like, selling point.
Unfortunately,
Like,
so.
They expect it from us, therefore it must be. But yeah. With that, we have sealed off Hollow Bastion, and the darkness has begun to weaken just enough that supposedly these Princesses of Hearts have been able to home in and detect where that freaking Ansem guy has been holding up his whole base of operations.
Okay.
And we plan to say, screw it, I'm gonna punch evil in the face.
With my
As we do.
Keyblade.
And Cinderella's like, yes, you show him.
I love the idea of you adding that in, Hype, because that makes that sentence sound even more ridiculous.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
that's what he
punch him in the
does.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna punch this concept in the face with my sword.
Quick,
And
random
they're
thing.
saying that if we do this, go ahead.
Random thing I just realized. You ever notice how in the Disney Princesses line, Aurora's always wearing a pink dress, but for the sake of Kingdom Hearts, they give her blue dress?
Yeah, I was gonna point
Somewhere-
that out. I'm not used to her blue dress, even in the movie. I'm so used to the pink one.
Somewhere Merryweather's like,
Let the
No, it
blue
wasn't
consume
Merryweather.
you.
Or no, it was Merryweather who made it blue.
it was Merryweather. It was Flora was pink. I think it was no. Was Flora pink or green?
Flora was red. Fauna was green.
Yeah,
That
because
was it.
fauna, grass.
Oh, also, I'm reading around the stuff, and I'm so sorry, future me. You're gonna have to go back and take care of this for me. Is that I forgot that you're supposed to talk to Aerith like 2 or 3 times, and then she gives you the cure upgrade.
Oh.
Whoops.
So I'll come back. But yeah, everyone's all hanging out in the library now, which is why I'm talking to some of them, learning more about how Maleficent kicked them all out. And because one princess that you haven't seen around the place has taken residency here, because of course it's her character arc.
Yep.
Well, it's the most she's got in this game for now.
Yeah.
Rest assured, you two will get to have a world to yourselves next time.
He's like, oh god, why are there so many stairs? But he finally found her.
Aww.
And she's all dressed up. Which is funny, considering that if we're going by this game's overall timeline, they haven't even had their proper ballroom dance yet.
Nope.
I know.
Not yet.
Like, I'm kind of
Oh,
curious,
and there we go.
just like in
thanks.
Our new
terms of,
Keyblade.
Ooh.
Thank you.
like, I know they
Let's check
made,
it out.
like, I know they never like, how
Ooh.
much time do you think would have passed between Belle being stuck in the castle with him and when she finally breaks the spell?
You know what?
About
I
a
think
year,
maybe
maybe?
it was after she was attacked by the wolves, like a little afterwards.
Right.
Well, I just say that because I know there was supposed to be like a big
Alright,
passage
this
of
is it.
time because of like the montage of them trying to get along, and then of course you also have like the movies to take into account as well, if you want to take them into account anyway.
Right. I guess while we're going to this final gummy ship levels, we charge ahead into the heart of darkness at the center of the universe, or whatever. Wow, we're almost there.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
it's like...
Jordy,
even-
do you have any... Go ahead. Oh,
No, you!
okay. Jordy, your thoughts on Beauty and the Beast, since I don't think you were there with us.
Oh, right. So, I liked the first movie, though probably not as much when I was younger. I appreciate it more now. My favorite was Enchanted Christmas, the sequel with Tim Curry as that organ guy. That one was
yeah.
that one was pretty interesting. I think it's one of the better. Like, I'm not saying it's the number one better sequel because I think Cinderella 3, hit that mark, but it's definitely one of the better ones that's actually very enjoyable and has a good. I think of it as a good Christmas movie personally.
That's good. And with that, we finally made it to the big strawberry ice cream in the sky.
The end of
I used to think
the
that-
world as we know it.
And I'm all... Yeah, yes, I as a kid, I used to think it looked like strawberry ice cream. Anyway, welcome.
It doesn't taste like strawberry ice cream, tell you that much.
I don't know. It tastes like death. It tastes like sadness and decay.
There's
a hint
of.
This is it.
This is pretty much what a world looks like when it's reached its end.
Pieces and fragments. And again,
Gorge, is that all that's left of the world
Damn.
taken by the
and the music does sound very familiar if you recall from the very beginning, those stained glass intros, Destati, or whatever it's called.
But
Yep.
if we do beat him, and all these worlds become restored and disconnected, what's gonna happen to this place? And to us?
We didn't think this part through.
so maybe it'll just
You know
disappear.
what? I'm gonna be honest. I don't think we're gonna get out of this cave,
Even if
Max.
this place goes too
My
far,
name's Sora.
Laura.
nowhere.
I wish they would acknowledge Max in a future Kingdom Hearts game. I wish they would.
I guess it's just a
once.
matter of like figuring out how they would acknowledge him.
Yeah, that's the big... Consider the fact that, especially how long it's been now, I always figured this is just a Goofy that never conceived.
Promise.
I have an idea as how they could do this. So anyway, this place is easy. There are a lot of invisible walls everywhere. Also, these things that will basically just spawn enemy encounters. If you wanna traverse around the invisible maze, also welcome to meet the Invisibles or Invincibles, whatever they're called. One of the hardest We're basically gonna be fighting against the hardest pure blood Heartless in the game.
They kind of look like mini Helixes.
Haha. But yeah, if you want to navigate the invisible maze, you want to look for the pointed stones and walk in the direction that they're pointing. But yeah, no, as far as how they could explain Max, I had a idea, which is that, say if Sora ever comes back from that world he's been stuck in at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, have him come back and it's like, Goofy, we have to go adventuring again. And Goofy's like, I'm sorry, Sora. It's been a long time, and I mean, I'm a father now.
I mean, not even that. Like, real talk. This game, this franchise has already dabbled into time travel bullshit. They could just use that as their excuse.
Time skips. Anime's one last tried and true method to right around plot holes.
Ugh, yeah.
So, as far as that is going, though, yeah, I mean, no other way around it. We're in the last world. The event, all this is not going to end just yet, though. Don't worry. This next part is going to be us traveling through the entirety of End of the World and fighting the last big forces that this army can give us before we tackle on some of that backtracking that we all love. Stay tuned.
Till next time, everybody.
Goodbye.
Maxie.